look at Atlanta's opening lineup. Filling the perimeter slots are Daniels and Rizachet. The post pairing, Johnson along with Porzingis. And it's Alexander Walker in at the point. And for the Pelicans, Jones and Williamson in at the forward positions. Trey Murphy is out there with Fears. And it's Queen in at the 5. Greg, both these teams have been dealing lately with some adversity.
Yeah, injuries have hit them hard. We're seeing some makeshift starting lineups. This is when a reserve has a chance to make an impression.
Now here's Williamson. Outside, Jones. Got a piece of it. Williamson outside. Shot clock at 6. Pass to Fears. And a miss there on the triple. And for Atlanta, they come in off a good outing against Phoenix. Daniels finds Rizachet. Jones with it. And it's Johnson picking him up. Lets the 3 fly. That's good from Fears on the assist by Jones. Here's Atlanta. It's a 3-point game. Johnson outside. Outside Daniels. Hawks passing it around. Porzingis inside. Basket is good. He'll get a chance for one more at the line.
7'2", 240 pounds. Porzingis is a nightmare matchup for defenders.
And he's got his first chance at the line here.
And last season, he was successful 81% of the time when he went to the line, so he didn't waste a lot of opportunities.
And new leadership for the Pelicans. Greg looking to create a tough, no-excuses mindset.
And at the risk of making excuses, injuries are what held this team back last season. So some of that toughness might be best reflected in their ability to just stay on the court.
Now here's Williamson. And Stan, the NBA equivalent of a human wrecking ball, that is Zion Williamson. When he's on the floor, that is.
Well, absolutely. The only problem that Zion Williamson has really had in this league is staying healthy. He is virtually unstoppable going to the basket and an extremely underrated passer who creates a lot of great shots for himself and his teammates.
The first one falls. And Greg, we know he's a fearsome dunker, but Zion Williamson also has a soft touch.
And that's a great point, Kevin. He can finish in every way, either hand, through contact, off balance, on the run, a natural gift for converting around the rim.
No good on the second free throw.
Well, the bottom line is this. When Zion Williamson is healthy, he is very tough for defenses to handle. You have to be very clear on your plan or he'll destroy you.
Pass to Fears. And it's Williamson missing.
Well, that's the look he wanted, but the defense doing just enough to impact that shot.
Johnson outside. Here's Alexander Walker. Atlanta again missing.
Just enough coverage to bother that three-point attempt.
And blocked. That one goes careening off the glass.
A unicorn out there doing what he does on defense, protecting the paint.
And now let's take a look again at that incredible rejection.
And making a statement right away, letting them know they won't get any easy ones when he's around.
And about 2 minutes played here in the first quarter. Pass to Fears. Back to Williamson. Shot clock at 5. Three-pointer. Rebounded by the Hawks. And going against New Orleans, their first meeting of the year.
And just couldn't make the most of their meetings last year. Ended up splitting the season series.
Daniels using that vision.
And this is his first trip to the line tonight.
Listen, 84 is a really good number to post at the foul line, and that's where he's at on the year.
One shot.
First quarter of ball, almost 2.5 minutes in. The Pelicans have gotten only 1 of 6 shots to drop for them to start this game. Williamson. And the dunk by Williamson.
Oh my goodness. We can feel those Zion dunks over here.
Hawks have gone 2 for 4 from the field so far today. Alexander Walker passes to Porzingis. That's a miss. He's made one and missed one. New Orleans has gone 1 of 3 from beyond the arc so far in the game. Here's Queen, and down it goes, jamming that one home.
Talk about timing. That lead pass was right on cue.
The Hawks trailing. It's time to send it over now to our reporter, Allie Laporce.
Well, I spoke with the head coach of the Pelicans. We talked about how Kristaps Porzingis can warp a defense with his shooting. He said, quote, when they post him outside and go 5 out, it stretches a team. We'll need to adjust by closing out and rotating faster than we're used to. Hopefully that helps us against what they're trying to do. Back to you.
And Allie, thanks so much. And so here is New Orleans after the basket by Atlanta. Here's Williamson. Finds the hole for the second time from the floor. Now 2 for 5.
Well, you know, if you look at Zion's career shot chart, that's where he does his damage.
Alexander Walker with the ball. Last game, 26 points. To the middle. Here's Porzingis. Beautiful dish, and the layup goes down. Porzingis has got 7 points in the game. And so it's Williamson with it. He brings it up for New Orleans. And he makes good on the layup.
Tried to get in there using his height. Murphy working through the defense.
Here's Alexander Walker to the inside. And the dunk by Porzingis.
And he can time his passes so perfectly. Wow, what an assist.
Pass to Queen. Williamson outside. Over Johnson. Tried to bank it in, but he misses.
Well, you can tell he's forcing things a bit at the moment. He's been trying to get it going, but this hasn't been his quarter.
Alexander Walker finds Rizichet. Johnson with a screen on Jones. Here's Rizichet. Back to Alexander Walker. Good on the triple. He has 6.
And they've had assists now in their last 3 baskets.
Pelicans trail by 3. Pass to Queen. Here's Williamson. Over Johnson. And it's Rizichet with the rebound.
Wow, his shooting woes continue, and it's weighing down this offense.
Johnson outside. Stolen by Jones. And now here comes Jones, leading the break. Pulls up for 3. The rebound by Johnson. The Hawks leading by 3. Now Rizichet. No scoring in this one. Pass to Daniels. Just 5 on the clock. And 2 free throws coming up, unable to get that one to go with all the contact. And how about the emergence, Stan, of Dyson Daniels as an elite wing defender?
Yeah, look, Kevin, I think what happened with Dyson Daniels is he just got a chance to step into more playing time. And as he got that consistent time, He showed that he's not only one of the best defenders in this league, but he's got more offensive skill than people thought he had also.
He misses the free throw. And even though we're very early into the season, Stan, what do you make of the top teams in the league so far?
Well, Kevin, there's some that have definitely impressed me so far, but it's a long season. I want to see if those at the top can keep playing at that level throughout the year.
And no good on the second free throw, so he goes 0 for 2 there. So we're talking about Dyson Daniels here, Greg. Just how incredible a defender is this kid?
I mean, last season he came in second in terms of voting for Defensive Player of the Year, led the league in steals, and this young man's just getting started. Figures to be a problem for a long time.
They need this one, and the three ball is good. 5 points in the game.
Well, you watch Murphy. He has a great-looking shot. It's effective, too.
And here's Daniels. Scoreless thus far. And the dunk by Porzingis.
Just no chance there for the defense. Major size disadvantage. He's got no business trying to stop that slam. Just get out of the way.
There's a screen. Here's Williamson, and stolen by Daniels. Here's Rizichet, defended by Jones. Here's Daniels. That's in, and he found his range with that one. Now 1 for 2.
They're finding lanes to the hoop now with consistency. 5 buckets in a row from the paint.
Johnson against Williamson. Kicks it out to Jones. Here's the 3. Good, and the assist goes to Williamson. Williamson's got 3 assists now in this one.
And Jones showing you his basketball IQ there. Knows exactly when to shoot off the catch.
Here's Rizichet. He's making his presence felt offensively with his scoring average up there at almost 13 points a game.
Well, you have to like their work on the boards, Kevin, particularly here to start the game.
Now here's Williamson. And he drives in. Porzingis with the rebound.
Yeah, he might want to avoid looking over at the bench for a little bit here. A missed dunk like that is infuriating to a coach.
It's deflected and stolen by Daniels. Rizichet with it. Jones covering. Johnson outside. Porzingis passes to Alexander Walker. Here's Rizichet. 5 to shoot. Porzingis is doubled. Johnson for 3. Here's Daniels. And he battles for the ball and gets the second chance bucket. Daniels has got his second basket of the night.
They are just killing them on the interior.
And so James Borrego decides to call timeout. He made the decision to huddle up with his guys and talk about strategy. So for the Pelicans, Yves Missi, he's checked in for Herbert Jones. And it's Jose Alvarado in for Fears. Okongwu's checked in for Atlanta. Wallace comes in for Alexander Walker. Pelicans trail by 3. Alvarado passes to Queen. Porzingis with the block.
Well, look, if you want to shoot over Porzingis, you got to create more space than that.
And we got to take a second look to admire that outstanding block.
Sharp instincts on D there. Just timing when to rise up and swat that one away.
Pass to Alvarado. Here's Williamson for the 3. They get it again. Here's Queen. That misses. Had a chance to tie it there.
Well, the defense catches a break there. Well, you can't teach the athleticism displayed there by Johnson.
Oh, that's an outstanding view from the AT&T Connected Cam. Now here's Williamson. He has 5. Williamson double team. Pass to Queen. Good, and the assist goes to Williamson. Williamson's got his 4th assist with that last one here tonight. Now Rizachet. Wallace with a screen for Rizachet. And here is Johnson. 6 to shoot. Atlanta needs to get off a shot here. Lets it go from the wing. It's rebounded by New Orleans. Williamson's got 4 rebounds now tonight. And last year, coach, for the Hawks ended in disappointment. But they're feeling good about this roster.
Well, they've assembled some exciting young talent, a real depth of talent at the forward positions. Once they mature, they could be dangerous.
Johnson surveying the floor. We've got 1:28 left in the first quarter. Here's Rizachet. And the layup's good off the glass. And the Hawks lead by 5. Let's look at the energy stats, how the hustle game has been going for the Hawks.
Wow, those early blocks are key. They are intimidating their opponents and making them hesitant.
And the other thing, I love how they're playing up tonight, getting into ball handlers and forcing some turnovers.
Second team foul. Substitution on the court.
Here's Bay. He's playing a pretty big role for him at the offensive end, averaging about 12.5 points a game. Pass to Looney, just 5 to shoot. Kennard with the rebound. The Hawks leading by 5. Wallace outside. Here's Newell. Back to Wallace. Here's Houston. Sinks the three-pointer.
And they don't want to get in a habit of giving him open looks from 3. First quarter still, but not who you want to leave open.
Here's Messi. Still without a basket. Bay against Kennard. The shot's good from Bay.
Going up strong through the contact. Bay getting it done.
Here's Newell. He's covered by Hawkins. In the corner, Wallace with it. Beyond the arc. And the Hawks with another 3.
And if you look at this first half, overall, they've just had the better shot selection.
Yeah, they've done a better job executing offensively, moving the ball and creating high percentage looks.
And so it's the Atlanta Hawks, ahead by 9 as the quarter comes to a close. They're pounding the ball inside, and that's where they've gotten their best production tonight. And don't go away. We'll be right back. And glad to have you with us, folks. Second quarter of basketball. This game has not exactly been neck and neck, but plenty of time left in this one. And looking at what we've seen from the Hawks, what do you guys think?
I love their effort, contesting shots, trying to intimidate here early on.
Yeah, well, the best way to get in the head of your opponent is through aggressive defense.
On the court for Atlanta, they've got Okongwu. Wallace is out there with Kennard. Then there's Newell, and it's Krejci in at the 3, the small forward.
Yeah, and in terms of size, not your typical center, but man, he plays as big as any of them thanks to that terrific leaping ability.
Pass to Kennard. Nice ball movement here by Atlanta. This one for 3. And the rebound goes to the Pelicans. They come into this one following a loss to the Thunder.
Yeah, I mean, just way too many turnovers in that one. If you can't protect the ball, you can't expect to win.
Well, look, turnovers hurt you in two ways. You lose the possession on offense, and defensively, giveaways normally lead to easy points for your opponents.
And the Pelicans with possession here. They trail by 11. Out left to the wing. Inside, here's Looney, and it's sent back by Okongwu.
Timed it just right. Okongwu with a great block.
Pass to Kennard. Here's Newell. Okongwu down low. He's defended by Alvarado.
Another good play. This is how they built the lead, calling on the right guys at the right time.
Yeah, come on. They're just having their way out there and continuing to press the advantage.
There's the pick. Bay into the lane. You know, Greg, a lot of the best scorers do what's called hunting, looking to create contact with the defender that they've zeroed in on.
Yeah, and that can be a legitimate technique to really negate a shot blocker. But when the offensive player basically initiates all the contact, we could do without some of those cheap foul calls against the defender.
And so James Borrego decides to call timeout. He's going to have a discussion on the sideline. So for the Pelicans, Williamson is checked in for Kevon Looney. Jones comes in for Hawkins. And Fears is subbed in for Jose Alvarado. That free throw good from Bay.
You gotta like how ready Bay always seems to be, prepared to seize the moment whenever his number's called.
Bay hits them both. And unfortunately, Coach, the Pelicans still looking for the franchise's first deep playoff run.
Yeah, just 2 playoff series wins since their arrival in New Orleans back in 2002. They've had some tremendous talents, but the stars have yet to align. Yeah, plenty of power behind that move from Johnson.
And here in the second quarter of action with a hair under 2.5 minutes played so far. Williamson outside. Rebounded by the Hawks.
Just a solid performance on the interior. The rebounding has been off the charts.
Pass to Alexander Walker. Johnson with a screen on Williamson. There's the lob to the hoop. And Okongwu slams it in.
Well, he's a bit of an undersized center, but right there, Okongwu makes up for it with his athleticism.
And let's go to the sideline. Here's Allen.
Well, Jalen Johnson, great in the two-man game, and he talked about how he operates off the pocket pass. He said, quote, "It's simple. You got to read before the catch. Point 5, quick decisions. Just how quarterbacks have progressions with receivers, I have progressions in the pocket, and I read those." Kevin, back to you.
Okay, Allie, we thank you. Alexander Walker passes to Okongwu. Here's
Forget about going for the long-range bomb to cut into that lead. Just take it to the hoop, my friend.
And how? Brilliant throwdown. And Okongwu slams it in.
Love to see this kind of aggression from Okongwu. Great job playing with force inside.
Johnson against Williamson. Even after pivoting towards their youth, GA the Hawks last season had an improved record.
Yeah, they traded away a bunch of rotation veterans, but the young fellas showed they were ready to step in, and this group didn't miss a beat.
And the first one drops.
Yeah, you have to really appreciate Williamson's fire and tenacity on the court. Players like him get everyone to increase their intensity.
The Pelicans making a switch here. Queen's checked in. Newell, he's checked in for the Hawks. Zachary Rizachet comes in for Luke Kennard. He hits one, then misses the second attempt from the free throw line. In GA, the Hawks going young, trying to build a sustainable model for success.
Yeah, most of their starters not yet scratching their prime, so there's going to be some growing pains, but they're showing plenty of promise.
And he gets contact and the whistle on the shot. 2 shots coming up.
And working, Kevin, themselves to the line here in the second. A nice way to get your offense going.
New Orleans shooting their 7th and 8th attempts at the foul line tonight. And the first one at the line is good. Will stand one expression you hear, foul baiting. Players using sneaky tricks to draw a foul.
Yeah, look, Kevin, I'm not a huge fan of that, of guys developing that as a skill. But I will say this. It only works against undisciplined defense. If defense has the discipline to stay solid and fundamental, then you're not going to get baited into those things, and a lot of times those foul baiters end up taking bad shots.
Pass to Alexander Walker. Clock at 6. Outside Daniel. Here's Newell. Beats the shot clock, but can't get it to fall. Pelicans trail by 10. Williamson in the post. Guarded by Rizachet. On the basket by Jones.
And Jones is such a confident shooter, especially from outside the arc.
Daniels with it. 11 points for him in that last game against the Suns in Phoenix.
And we have to mention his rebounding. It wasn't all about the offense. He battled his tail off down low.
Here's Fears. Pass to Williamson. Williamson double team. Takes the 3. Okongwu grabs the board. Atlanta leading by 9. Here's Alexander Walker. And a wide open look for Daniels. Connects from 3-point range.
How many times have we seen a possession like that from them today? Ending with a basket, coming off a pretty pass.
Williamson is screen on Daniels. The wide open look here for Fears. Trying to answer back, but that 3 is off the mark. To the paint. Here's Okongwu. And it's Okongwu slamming it down.
Okay, wow. Okongwu, unreal.
Pass to Misi. Williamson outside. Will it go? Over to the left wing. Here's Newell. Scoreless thus far. And here's Daniels. Alexander Walker on the wing. Pass to Newell. He dents the rim with a 2-handed slam. Wow.
Pushing the action, getting others involved. He does it time and time again.
Yeah, when you're moving the ball like that, it just keeps everyone engaged in the game.
And so James Borrego decides to call timeout, looking for a breather and maybe adjusting a thing or two. Trey Murphy's checked in for New Orleans. And a change for the Hawks. Porzingis is checked in. Here's Williamson. 8 points for him. And Pierce has it in the corner. Oh, good with the triple.
They have been board dominant in this game. That's definitely been a factor in crafting this huge lead.
Daniels passes to Porzingis. Pass to Rizachet. Now, Alexander Walker. Okongwu a screen. Down low, Alexander Walker finds Okongwu.
I'll tell you, it's one thing to do this at home, another to do it in a hostile environment.
It sure is. They've certainly accepted the challenge. The trick now is to sustain this effort.
Here's Queen. It's stolen. Oh, he blocked it and deflects off the backboard. Pass to Fears.
Personal foul. Fourth team foul.
The Pelicans have scored 6 points from their 8 attempts at the line so far.
And as a team, really just middle of the pack in terms of their percentage from the line at about 76.
The first free throw is good. And that one goes in. 2 from the line that time.
Just solid. Really one of the very best there is at the free throw line.
Outside, Porzingis. Pass to Rizachet. Back to Porzingis. Nice ball movement here by Atlanta. 6 on the shot clock. 3-pointer, Daniels. It's rebounded by New Orleans. Queens got his 4th rebound in this one. Now, Fears. He had a 24-point outing in their last game against Oklahoma City. Williamson outside. Here's the screen. Shoots from the baseline. Okongwu grabs the board. Okongwu's now got rebound number 5 here tonight.
Well, it's been a frustrating night for him at the offensive end. Just not able to give them any kind of a lift. Well, you love the unselfishness. Makes the next pass and enables his team to capitalize on the possession.
Pass to Williamson. New Orleans needs to get off a shot. And that one, good. Jones has got his 3rd bucket of the night.
I mean, the number of points they've scored in the paint already here is eye-opening.
Back to Porzingis. And stolen by Williamson. Here's Fears. And that one comes up a bit short. And it's the Hawks' ball. They're on a 13-4 run right now. We've got 1:48 left in the first half. Pass to Porzingis. Over Williamson. Porzingis can't hit.
And he rushed that one, no doubt about it. The Dallas position, you could see the frustration on his face.
There's some power behind Murphy's drive. He can be aggressive when he wants to be.
The Hawks leading by 14. An impressive rise for Trey Murphy. From a no-star prospect stand in high school to now showing flashes of star potential in the NBA.
Well, look, Kevin, there are guys like that, and Trey Murphy's been one of them. And what you don't know, certainly when they're in high school, is how much of a worker they are, how coachable they are, and how much improvement is out there for those guys. With Trey Murphy, it just hasn't stopped.
Newell, he's checked in for Okongwu. Outside, Porzingis, the three. The shot's good on the assist by Daniels. Daniels has got 5 assists tonight.
He has created some terrific opportunities for himself and really made the most of it.
Williamson looking it over. From deep. And Trey Murphy hits from deep. He's got 10.
He chucks up a lot of threes. Murphy clapping back in a hurry.
Daniels kicks to Porzingis. After Rizichet. Tried to come right back with the 3 of his own, but it's no good.
Well, his team has the lead, but this has to be a bit of a concern for him. The shot isn't falling, and it's been a forgettable night.
To the middle. Now Fears. And the Pelicans hit again from deep.
And they are absolutely stroking it from beyond the arc.
And here's Daniels. It's to Porzingis. Takes it from 10. The shot's good. Porzingis has got 16.
Well, over the course of the night, he's been taking shots.
And so it's Atlanta. 13 points up at the end of the period. They've been putting on a clinic in the paint. Shots are falling with regularity, and they are pounding it down low. And Allie LaForce has got something now for us from the floor. Allie, take it away.
I'm here with Coach Quinn Snyder, and Coach, you're getting stops in the first half. What do you attribute to that?
Well, we're playing hard, scrambling, picking up our effort, trying to be precise and disciplined and talk. We're not resting on our laurels at any point.
Hopefully you can remain active on the defensive end in the second half. Thanks, Coach.
All right, Allie, thank you for that interview. And we'll be back with more basketball in just a moment.
Thanks for stopping by, everybody. The story tonight, everything, and I mean everything, is working well for the Atlanta Hawks.
Gotta appreciate the way they're moving the ball. The offense is flowing like my rap game. When you bring the bright beat, you know my name.
You know what? It is a debate. Were you a better rapper or you a better DJ as you are today?
Now that's me, Kenny, DJ EJ. And now we get to check out the top performers from their respective teams in that first half.
Their teams have leaned on them, and they've been rock solid. Actually, more than that, they've been the catalyst.
Leading by example. We're seeing it firsthand. That'll do it for our show tonight. Thanks for joining us, and we'll send you back to Kevin Harlan for more hoops action.
And as we dive into the second half, we'll find out if the next 2 quarters are any different from the first 2. So far, it has been a runaway. Porzingis having a dominant impact in this game.
And he's been a monster in this game, throwing down some huge dunks. And I wasn't sure the rim would even survive in that first half.
Well, as a defense, you can't allow him that much room in the post. That's just asking for trouble.
Here's Alexander Walker. Jones and Williamson in at the forward positions. Trey Murphy is out there with Fears. And it's Queen in at the center position. So that's the group out there for New Orleans. And Stan, we know Jalen Johnson comes from a basketball family.
Well, they did a great job, Kevin, of teaching him the game because Jalen Johnson can really play. And I'm sure everyone in his family is extremely proud of what he's doing in the NBA.
That's good from Johnson. Stan, Jalen Johnson is already a nightly double-double threat, and his game, it just continues to expand.
Oh, look, Jalen Johnson, Kevin, is an all-star level guy. I mean, efficient on the offensive end, brings consistent energy every night, makes very few mistakes, and plays both ends of the floor. And look, with Jalen Johnson, the talent's always been there, the versatility. But what he's really worked on is the consistency with his shooting and taking care of the ball.
And so it's Daniels who brings up the ball for the Hawks. They led by as many as 18 points. And they immediately answer back with the dunk at the other end.
Well, Daniels is a tall guard. He can get up with the best of them.
Veers with it. Pass to Williamson. Outside, Jones. And the three off target. The Hawks leading by 14. Kicks it out to Johnson. Fires for three. It's rebounded by New Orleans. And Jones has it in the corner. Pulled the shot a little left, but the bounce goes his way. Jones has got 10 points. And we're just about a minute and a half into the third quarter of basketball. Riza-Shea finds Porzingis. Back to Riza-Shea. Down to 5 on the shot clock. Lays it up off the glass. Riza-Shea's got his second bucket.
Possessing good size and impressive versatility. The rookie, Riza-Shea, looking comfortable operating inside.
Green the pass to Williamson over Johnson, and it comes off the front of the rim. For Atlanta, they've gone 2 of 3 from the field to start the second half. Back to Daniels. And there's the call on Jones. That is his first foul of the game.
Personal foul. Second team foul.
Here's Alexander Walker. 8 points for him. And he's fouled pretty hard on that shot, but he's got the chance to pick up the points at the line. It's going to go on Jeremiah Fears. The Hawks have shot 50% from the line today. 3 for 6.
And typically a strength of theirs, 79% on the season.
That free throw good from Porzingis.
Yeah, Kristaps Porzingis, a solid shooter from the line.
And both free throws good for Porzingis.
And it's been a really good day for him at the line. Some other bigs have well-documented problems on their free throws. He's not one of them.
And play stops. Whistle on what looks to be an illegal screen. We're at the break in the action. Let's show you the teams that have been making their opponents work especially hard over the past 10 games. Number 5, the Hawks.
I mean, they've been impressive on the defensive end, and they may have caught a few teams on off nights, but you got to give them credit. They've made scoring a chore when you look at their opponents.
Yves Missi, he's checked in for New Orleans. Alexander Walker passes to Porzingis. And the dunk by Porzingis.
Well, one of the premier offensive players in the league Kristaps Porzingis is hot tonight, putting on a show.
Here's Spears, defended by Alexander Walker. Here's Jones, and Jones slams it in.
Well, with the defense that Jones brings every night, scoring games like tonight have to feel like a giant bonus.
Pass to Rizachet. Porzingis with a screen on Jones. Here's Rizachet. Misses the three.
Just not there from a rhythm standpoint right now. It's really eluding him.
To the paint. It's tipped. Here's Messi, and Messi throws it down.
That is ferocious.
You said it. That was ferocious. Right now, let's take a moment here to catch up with Allie LaForce on the sidelines.
Thanks, guys. Well, the game is going global. Players Association President and sharpshooter C.J. McCollum said, with all the NBA players who weren't born in the United States, we're attracting fans from those places, and it's going to make our game better. And that's what we want at the end of the day. Back to you guys.
Crossing over the borders. Allie, we thank you very much. Back to Alexander Walker. Fouled on the shot and picks up 2 points, so one free throw coming up.
And we're seeing some great ball movement out of this group, guys.
And guys, let's get your take on the scoring breakdown for the Hawks.
Well, they've been owning the painted area offensively. I love the intensity they're playing with down there.
And you can't ignore their passing. All game long, they've done a great job of just delivering the ball in rhythm right where it needs to be.
The free throw dropped for Messi. The Hawks leading by 9. Now, Alexander Walker. He's got 8. Porzingis high post. They can't stop the run with that one. And so it's Jones. He'll bring it up for the New Orleans Pelicans. Out to the right wing. Here's Spears. Defended by Alexander Walker. 5 on the clock. Williamson takes a 3. And Trey Murphy hits from deep. He's got 15.
This speaks to how confident Murphy is. Excellent at recognizing when to take these shots.
And Quinn Snyder wants a timeout. He's ready to talk things through with them. Chance now to take a look at some numbers for Okongwu.
In the last 5 games, you can see the trend upwards for effective field goal percentage. And it shows you how confident he's playing right now.
Alexander Walker finds Rizachet. Johnson outside. Pass to Porzingis. Shot clock at 5. Off the mark and the drought continues. Pelicans trail by 6. Now here's Jones. He's got 12. Out to the right wing. Williamson in the post. He's against Porzingis. Shooting foul as the whistle blows. He'll shoot 2 free throws. It's on Porzingis.
Well, that's Zion showing he understands the subtleties of the game as well. Using the pump fake really well there.
2 shots.
First free throw is good. And he can't hit the second. The Hawks leading by 5. Outside Daniel. Alexander Walker finds Porzingis. Outside Daniel. Daniel sets a screen for Johnson. Can they get it? Pelicans pull it in. Nisi's got 5 rebounds tonight. New Orleans has gone outside a lot tonight. 17 times, in fact. 7 of 17. That's tipped. Porzingis with the steal. Lobbed up there for Johnson. And it's out of bounds. Last touch by Porzingis.
And who doesn't love stats? Here are some numbers for Daniels. He's putting up about 8 points a game, 5 assists, and just over 2 steals. And you love his anticipation. All those steals, he's always a step ahead, reading plays before they develop.
Yeah, when you have a defender like him out there, it makes a difference. You can't play fast and loose when he's on the floor. You have to take care of the ball.
Bays checked in for Williamson. The 11-footer, it's good again, and the next one 7 for 8 shooting night so far.
Pretty much all of their buckets coming from inside the paint now.
And Quinn Snyder wants a timeout. Coach is going to talk some things over with the team. Might be seeing something to adjust. Here's Daniels. He's got 11. Pass to Alexander Walker. Outside Daniels. Okongwu with a screen on Jones. Now here's Okongwu. And he'll shoot free throws here. Clearly fouled on that shot that time. The whistle blowing.
Well, you know, Okongwu has turned into a good scoring big. I understand why the D played him so tight there.
This is his first free throw of the game. And he knocks down the first one.
And they didn't shoot it very well from the line in the first half, but they've gotten much better since halftime, and it's helped them to secure the lead.
Both free throws good from Okongwu.
Well, when you watch Onyeka Okongwu, he's a guy who rebounds, scores, improves his game, and he's still got a lot of room to grow.
Here's Fears. A three-pointer off the mark.
And they haven't been able to turn it into a big lead, but their rebounding advantage is starting to add up.
Here's Alexander Walker. Outside, Porzingis. Pass to Rizachet. Just 5 on the clock. On the top of the key, Atlanta again missing.
Well, you can't play better defense than that, patrolling that mid-range area.
Now Misi. They set the pick to the inside. And Misi throws it down.
Assisted buckets. Every team wants them. They show you're running effective team offense.
The 11-footer. And it's Rizachet missing.
Well, he's got the green light in that situation. They want him taking that shot, even if he didn't get it to go.
Pass to Bay. Inside. And it's sent back by Okongwu.
Well, this is the kind of defense you love seeing from Okongwu. When he gets good positioning, he can be a shot eraser. Outside, Porzingis from outside the arc.
Good again. He's on tonight, 9 for 13 shooting.
A good look there, and he didn't waste it. His second three of the game.
Pass to Misi. To the middle. Good once again. That makes him 8 for 9 this game.
They're getting on a roll inside. Their last 3 field goals have come from the paint.
Here's Rizachet, defended by Jones. Rizachet with it. That's tipped. Here's Fears. Goes up and lays it nice and easy. Now just a 2-point Hawks lead.
Well, and it took a terrific effort at both ends to sustain this run.
Yeah, it's normally the defense that fuels a comeback, but let's see how much they have left in the tank.
And he goes in for the dunk.
We've seen what this young man can do, and we're seeing it again here. Murphy having an outstanding game.
Outside Daniel. Okongwu finds Rizachet. Got a piece of it. And now the Pelicans on the break. And Fears has it in the corner. Here's Misi. Covered by Okongwu. Pass to Fears. For the lead. And it's Rizachet with the rebound.
Yeah, you wonder what is he thinking right now. He's not shooting the ball well, and shots like that only hurt his team more.
Excellent D that time from Jones.
Well, this period, he's been his own worst enemy, and now he's pressing.
To stand both the 23 and 24 first overall picks coming from France, Rizachet, the top selection by Atlanta in 24.
Look, and I thought Rizachet just got better as his rookie year went on, and he's going to continue to improve from year to year. This guy can shoot the ball, he can defend, and he really improved his passing as the year went on.
Pass to Misi. And now Daniels pushing it up. No one back to stop him. Finishes the break with a slam.
And Daniels makes sure to capitalize on that easy scoring opportunity.
New Orleans has gone 1 of 4 in 3-point shots here in the third. Porzingis against Bay. Now Fears. Clock at 6. Fires top of the key. And it's New Orleans scoring again. We've got 28 seconds left in the third quarter. And here's Daniels. 13 points in the game. Pass to Okongwu. The shot's good on the assist by Daniels. Daniels has got 6 assists now in the game.
Well, remember, Okongwu can drain these kind of jumpers, especially off the catch.
Driving the lane. Fierce's shot is off. And we just finished the third quarter, and we've got a tight ball game here. Hawks lead by 1. And fourth quarter basketball will be coming your way on 2K Sports right after this. Now let's take a look at our assist of the game presented by State Farm.
And I'm glad this was the pick because I love this pass. Such a great dish. That's what I call court vision.
Yeah, he puts that pass right on the money and made things look easy for his teammates.
Well, what a terrific game it's been so far, with this fourth quarter sure to bring more pressure-packed basketball. On the court for Atlanta, Okongwu is out there with Newell. Then it's Johnson, then there's Wallace, and it's Kennard in at the 2 spot. And here's Wallace. He'll bring it up for the Atlanta Hawks. And at home for the next game, it'll be Detroit pulling into town. That game is the first and last of their homestand. Pass to Kennard. Jacks up a three. And the rebound goes to the Pelicans. And here's Hawkins. Williamson outside. Picked his pocket. Here's Newell, and he finishes it off with a one-handed jam.
Yeah, you have to be so worried about Kennard's shot. That opens things up for others.
On the wing, Johnson. It's over Bay. Pass to Newell. Five to shoot. And here is Wallace. He's defended by Alvarado. The Pelicans trail. We've gone about a minute and a half into the fourth quarter. We can expect a dramatic end to this one.
Yeah, no quit by either side, guys. Neither team willing to give any ground.
Now Wallace. Pass to Newell. The Hawks working the ball around. Here's Okongwu. And Looney sends it back. Here's Williamson. Spins. Again, New Orleans turns it over. Here's what the Hawks have lined up on their schedule. On Tuesday, they'll go up against Cade Cunningham and the Detroit Pistons. And then on Thursday, they'll go up against De'Aaron Fox and the San Antonio Spurs. New Orleans making a switch here. Queens checked in. And a change for the Hawks. Riza checked in. Down low, here's Kennard. Takes the assist and lays it in. Picked out the pass nicely. And the Hawks lead by one. Just a little under 2.5 minutes have passed now here in the fourth. Bay against Kennard. Queen. His three-pointers off the mark. Hawks have gone just 33% from the field in the fourth quarter so far. They are 2 of 6. To the paint. And it's Okongwu slamming it down.
I mean, big guys have to be ready for this. Okongwu knows it's going to be a fight inside.
Let's see the connected cam angle on that stunning play, brought to you by AT&T. It's Hawkins on the wing. Williamson outside. And the shot goes down.
And that's right in his wheelhouse, looking to make an impact when it counts.
Well, you know this is when they lean on him, and he delivers with a much-needed score.
Poked away. Kennard against Bay. The fader. Okongwu grabs the board. For Atlanta, they've gone 3 of 7 from the floor in the fourth. That's a 42% mark in the quarter. Pass to Kennard. Okongwu with the screen for Kennard. 4 on the clock. Okongwu finds Johnson. Count it.
Yeah, the chemistry has been terrific. Really impressed with their offensive execution.
Pelicans trail by 3. Alvarado bounce pass. Now here's Williamson. Pass to Queen to tie it up. And it's Riza with the rebound. Riza has got his 5th rebound in this one. Hawkins with it. He's picked up by Riza. Hawkins kicks to Bay. There's the pick. Here's Queen. Williamson outside. With the shot. And again, New Orleans has no luck. Atlanta leading by 3. Johnson, the pass to Okongwu. And foul on the shot, so he'll get a chance at the line.
Well, the defense has to know Okongwu isn't going to back off them. He's ready to get physical inside.
2 shots.
First one falls for him. Atlanta making some changes. Alexander Walker, he's checked in for Kennard. And Dyson Daniels subbed in for Wallace. Both free throws good from Okongwu. Pelicans trail by 5. Now here's Williamson. Knocked away. It's stolen by Johnson. And now here's Johnson, the fast break chance. In the air and down hard. Woo!
Oh, stop.
Williamson with it. Loose and taken away by Johnson. And then Johnson with the dunk.
Really, really good possession there. They've never lost their focus, even as the game's gotten tight.
And if you're going to pull away, now is the time to do it. Time to finish the game strong.
And so James Borrego decides to call timeout. Coach needs a moment to talk things over. Now let's take a minute to talk to Allie LaForce courtside. Allie.
I was able to listen in on what James Borrego was going over with his team. He said to them, "You guys look defeated out there. Wake up. This game is far from over, but I need you all to believe that. I need you to fight for one another right now."
Terrific, Allie. We appreciate the report. Pelicans trail by 9. Here's Spears. Pass to Looney. Williamson left side. Williamson double team. Here's Spears. And again, no good by New Orleans.
Well, he had 6 points from beyond the arc in the first half, but yet to get it going here in the second.
Johnson outside.
That's only the first turnover, guys. He's been safe as an option for them at the offensive end.
Zingas, he's checked in for Okongwu.
Substitution. Number 8, Kristaps Porzingis.
New Orleans has gone 0-3 so far in the fourth quarter from long range. Pass to Jones. And too much time in the lane. They get called for the 3-second violation.
And when you're trying to cut into a lead, you can ill afford mistakes like that.
Yeah, that's just a lack of focus. Plays like that can really frustrate a coaching staff.
Atlanta leading by 9. Now, Alexander Walker. Pass to Porzingis. And Trey Murphy gets the whistle that time. That's foul number 2 for him.
Second team foul.
Johnson the screen. To the inside. And then Johnson with the dunk.
They just won't miss. I mean, this is incredible.
Well, as a coach, this is when you enjoy what you're watching. Your team playing well and everything just flowing.
There's the screen. Jones for 3. And it's Daniels with the rebound.
All the energy is on the other side right now, and every miss just makes it worse.
Their body language does not look good right now. They're deflated and unable to stop this run.
And Fears has it in the corner. Knocks down the 3-ball.
Well, that's now his 3rd triple of the game. First here in this second half.
Johnson outside. Here's Ricochet. And he can't answer back. The three-pointer offline.
And look, he's had an off night, but it won't matter as long as they hold on to this lead.
Stolen. Alexander Walker with the ball. Fears covering. And the dunk by Porzingis.
Well, he's called the unicorn for a reason. Porzingis doing unicorn-type things tonight.
Williamson with the screen for Fears. And slam dunk by Fears.
Now that's what I call a momentum changer.
Yeah, when you've got a point guard, that kind of spring, no lead is safe.
Yeah, he saw the opportunity to finish with some authority, trying to fire his guys up.
Poke loose. And slam dunk by Fears.
A power flush with a long hang on the rim at the end of that.
That could be a catalyst for him. It really could. And stolen by Williamson. And Fears has it in the corner. Jones in the post. He's guarded by Johnson. Fears' shot is off. Atlanta leading by 6. Outside Daniel. Good on the three-point shot.
And look, Daniels knows he has to keep working on his jumper. And these kind of shots only improve his confidence.
Here's Fears. Defended by Alexander Walker. Now Williamson. Tries it yet again. Oh, the jumper goes.
And just a step ahead of the D in that possession there, making the pass. Nice assist.
Now Porzingis puts up the three. That one is off.
And even without that three-ball dropping for him, the defense should have done more on that last play.
Oh, and he plucks it off the glass. Wow. They recover it. Williamson in the post. Johnson on him. Porzingis pulls it down.
You know, the ill-advised threes isn't how you want to close the gap. They've got to have better shot selection.
Shot clock at 6. Let's lose a three. And it misses. Pelicans trail by 7. Here's Fears. Defended by Alexander Walker. Shoots the three. It misses.
You know what, though? Sometimes you can be too open. I think it may have surprised him, and that's why he missed.
Ricochet with it. And it's denied.
Great timing there from Murphy. Anticipated the block and was able to get the rejection.
Johnson with the block. Here's Alexander Walker. Now Ricochet. Alexander Walker with the ball. Now Porzingis. Holy cow! What a bailout!
Well, that's nice clock recognition from Porzingis, making sure he got off a quality look.
Now a timeout called by New Orleans. 46 seconds left in the fourth. New Orleans making a switch here. Queens checked in. Here's Fears. Defended by Alexander Walker. No good from 3. And it's Porzingis with the ball. He'll bring it up for the Atlanta Hawks. Johnson outside. Porzingis inside.
Well, you know teams try to get physical with Porzingis, but sometimes that strategy can come back to bite them.
And guys, this is where their depth really comes into play. They've got such talent at that position. They'd love to have him out there, but they won't suffer much of a drop-off.
And the first of two, no good, heartbreaker. That's good, going 1 of 2 from the line, and that'll push the lead to double digits.
Well, he got the important one to go. Their lead should be safe now.
Bay, he's off from 3.
Doesn't register as a block, but he did everything you want defending that shot.
Well, you know, sometimes the most pivotal plays don't always go on the stat sheet.
And so Atlanta takes this one by a big margin. And in the win, a comfortable win in what was, I think, G, a pretty hostile environment.
It really was. You know, it's never going to be easy on the road, but they didn't have too many problems with that tonight.
And that about wraps it up. Here with Stan Van Gundy, Greg Anthony, and Allie LaForce, I'm Kevin Harlan, signing off for this presentation of NBA basketball. And as we leave you, we give you our player of the game, Kristaps Porzingis.